I'm pretty sure Matthew Knies loves playing at Amalie Arena. That's where you're wrong. It's his hatred of that building that sustains him. Let's go!
Do you have a humiliation kit? This is all I ask you to do.
I'm having a great finger flick. You're allowed to show up.
This team is ruining my life. I'm taking crazy pills.
With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Victory, Puppy Ziggy! Wow. I was gonna say he loves playing in that building. I need to get more because it's obviously just crumbs. You couldn't even see that one. Look, he's looking around. You can't even see him. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you work for him. You don't gotta work for him. I'm in a great mood. You know what? You're gonna get another one. You're gonna get another one. You're gonna end up getting 4 because after we shoot this, I'm gonna find the other one. The guy. Oh, there it is. Knocking stuff off the wall. Come on.
Matthew, absolutely, all the time, every day, always, Knies. Leafs win 4-3 in overtime over the Tampa Bay Lightning. That man hates Amalie Arena.
You see, once upon a time, long ago, before Matthew Knies ever played a game in a Leaf uniform, actually right before he played his first ever game in a Leaf uniform, Matthew Knies was a Gopher. And I know what you're thinking. I didn't know they built Gophers like Jeeps these days. No, not an actual Gopher, a Minnesota Gopher. And when he was a Minnesota Gopher, Matthew Knies played in the NCAA Frozen 4 championship game. And Knies, along with all of his Gophers teammates, lost that championship game 2 years ago yesterday, in fact. And ever since, every single time Matthew Knies gets off the plane in Tampa, he's like,
Where is that mother building? Just
I get to tell Matthew Knies my demons live in Amalie Arena so he can fight them for me. That man is in a lifelong on-site war with 4 walls and a roof. And I think the weirdest part of all of it is he's winning. Do you want to see one of the most unhinged stats you've ever seen? From Sportsnet's Luke Fox, 10 of Matthew Knies' 44 career goals have been scored against the Lightning. 22.72% of Matthew Knies' career NHL goals have come against the Lightning. And it was a hat trick capped off in overtime. That's amazing. There's no way that happens often. You're correct. I've been making these videos after every single Leafs game for 18 seasons now, and it has never happened in the entire time I've been doing it. So when was the last time? Oh, look, we got it right here. Matthew Knies, the first member of the Maple Leafs to complete a hat trick in overtime since Mats Sundin scored his 500th goal on October 14th, 2006 against the Calgary Flames. If you've ever wondered what this picture on my wall is of, it's of that! Mats Sundin, October 14th, 2006, Sundin joins the 500 goal club by scoring his 3rd goal of the night in overtime to become the first Toronto Maple Leaf to reach the 500 mark. 500th career NHL goal to complete a hat trick in overtime, and we don't mention this nearly enough when it comes to that goal. It was shorthanded! That goal was scored exactly 3 days before Matthew Knies turned 4 years old. 4! How old was Matthew Knies when I started making LFR videos? We're gonna file that under things we're not gonna talk about. Amalie Arena is Drake, Matthew Knies is Kendrick. Matthew Knies is 50 Cent, and Amalie Arena is Ja Rule, and, well, most people, if we're being totally honest. Remember last night I said not to worry, I'm not flustered about that loss of the Panthers? This is why. 4 games to go now, 3 points up on the Lightning. You want another one? Heading into this game, the Lightning were 27-8-2 at Amalie Arena. That's their home record. 10 games out of 37, a team has marched into Amalie Arena this season and taken 2 points out with them. And this man just casually drops a hat trick to win it in overtime on their head? Sign this man. Sign this man. I don't care what Gary Bettman says. Sign him to 15 years. You know what's going to be the best part of Matthew Knies' contract ending in 15 years is when he's extended. This kid is growing on me like a vine. He is unbelievable. Anyway, I'm sorry. This game wasn't just Matthew Knies, but I am unbelievably hyped. This game actually started with Mitch Marner being a very silly goose, just 73 seconds in. He makes a nice little move here to get across Ryan McDonough. But then you got to beat Andrei Vasilevsky, who is honest to goodness putting together a Vezina caliber season. How are you going to beat him? Just crack a slap shot from the slot because why not? Mitchell Marner, what a way to start the game. The Leafs are up 1-0. Matthews with, really underratedly, his 42nd assist of the season. To give you an idea where this video is going, he would get 2 more. 3 minutes and 33 seconds into the game, this is taking advantage of the unlikely. Taking advantage of the moments when they present themselves. How did the Florida Panthers beat the Leafs yesterday? They took advantage of their moments. There was a weird face-off. They won it cleanly, took a great shot, scored. Morgan Riley had a weird little giveaway that's only going to happen like once or twice a season. Guess what? Luostarinen was ready for it and scored. Here's Nikita Kucherov. He botches it right at the blue line, and Mitch Marner takes advantage, protects the puck from his opponent, finds a way to curl it around, gets it to Matthews. This part I find very funny. Austin Matthews has it. It's an in-zone slow 2-on-1. It's him and Knies against Erik Chernak. Now, a 2-on-1, Austin Matthews and Matthew Knies, who would you rather shoot the puck as a goalie, right? It's tricky because on all the Rock'em Sock'em VHSs that we grew up with, you want the shooter to shoot if you're the goalie. You tell the defenseman to take the pass and you go one-on-one with it, that's what you do, right? Okay, but it's Austin Matthews. I know he's having a bit of a down year, but it's Austin Matthews. Chernak takes away the passing lane with his stick, so Matthews is like, okay. But he's so unreal that his shot isn't even a shot. It's just a pass off of Vasilevsky's pads around Chernak. And Matthew Knies with the tap in. That counts as Matthews' second assist of the game. Marner got one on that one as well. They both have 2 points after a quiet night in Florida. 3.5 minutes into this one, it's 2-0. Now, it was otherwise a really, really, really good first period for the Leafs, but the Lightning do get one with about a minute to go in the first. I know my voice is fading. I was very excited. And also, how do I put this? I am Amalie Arena. Seasonal allergies are Matthew Knies. Yeah, whatever. Get it out of the way before the playoffs, all right? Anyway, puck comes back to Nick Perbix. And while he's got the puck, I tell you what, I loved the Four Nation face-off. I really did. It was one of my favorite things ever. But one of the ill-lasting effects of the Four Nation face-offs, face-offs? Nope, we're just going to skirt past it. One of the things about the Four Nation face-off that it upset me, it made me like Brandon Hagel. And this goal reminded me that no, you're not supposed to like Brandon Hagel. No shot that Stolarz even sort of sees this thing, and the Lightning bring themselves to within 1. No scoring in the second, so we skip to the third. Scott Laughton takes a penalty right at the beginning of the third. We don't like that. This power play goal I thought was really interesting because screens aren't just for shots. Kucherov sends this pass across to Oliver Bjorkstrand, who the Lightning got at the deadline, but I don't think Stolarz is able to track the pass because of the screen in front. The Lightning do a great job of taking away Stolarz, who's been great. They take away his eyes, and it's now tied 2-2. Once again, the Lightning are pretty good in Amalie Arena. And here comes Matthew Knies. Oh no, you're not only one guy's allowed to score here! He is Peter Griffin, and Amalie Arena is the giant chicken. Marner doing his thing. There's an alternate reality where he's Quinn Hughes. Someone, I don't remember who, wrote that years ago, and I haven't been able to let go of it. And since I read it, he's just played more and more defense. Dude, he was a goalie last night, and now he's playing the point on the power play. 5 forward setup? What are you talking about? Marner's out there. Anyway, John Tavares does a good job of digging the puck out from in front of Vasilevsky without interfering. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think Matthew Knies is gonna miss from this spot very often. His second tap it, you shouldn't call it a tap in. He worked very hard for it. His second grunt in. Nope, we're just gonna call them tap in, Steve. He scored! He puts the Leafs back up like a minute after Tampa does it. Now, then things get silly. Leafs go to the penalty kill. They actually kill it off. All right. But then Bobby McMann and Braden Point go at it. And the penalties are as follows. Bobby McMann fighting against Braden Point. Yeah. Braden Point fighting against Bobby McMann. Yeah. Bobby McMann cross-checking against Braden Point. What? A lot of people were confused because Nick Robertson was in the box and everyone was like, why? He didn't even do anything! Well, he was serving another penalty for Bobby McMann. And that cross-check fell out of the sky, I suppose. Tampa. Man, you know, if you've been watching my videos for a long time on whatever platform it is, I respect the heck out of the Tampa Bay Lightning. How could I not? They won the Stanley Cup in 2020. They won the Stanley Cup in 2021, less than a year later, and they went to a cup final in 3 straight years. John Cooper has been the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning for so long that the most recently selected first overall pick when John Cooper coached in his first NHL game was Nail Yakupov. John Cooper began coaching in the NHL the year Morgan Riley was drafted. He began coaching with the Lightning. That being said, lawyer. And I have said this before, I will say it again, despite all the skill that the Lightning have, all of the, this isn't even an insult, really. The Tampa Bay Lightning are the biggest litigators in the NHL. They beat you with speed, skill, aggression, and litigation. Nothing illustrated this better and like more bang on the nose than the last time the Leafs and Lightning played each other in the playoffs. Steven Stamkos dragged Matthews into a fighting major while talking to the ref and simultaneously punching him. Yelling at the ref while punching Matthews in the face, who has not punched him back as of yet. Genuinely funny clip, but it's such an important part of their game. It is a legitimately important part of winning in the playoffs. I bring this up all the time. Craig Berube did it himself in 2019 against the Bruins. The Blues took so many penalties. In the first 2 games of that series, he said, hey, knock it off, and they did, and the Blues won. The Bruins do it. Prison Rules Paul does it with the Panthers. And John Cooper and the Lightning, despite being known as more of a skill team, oh, they do it. That is the yappiest, mouthiest bench in the league, but it works. The Lightning get a power play. Matthews blocks a shot and it hurts. Marner makes a diving poke check for the puck and doesn't quite get it. I'm not even gonna get on him for that. Like, I don't know. How many times have we seen him do that and it worked? Hedman gets a clean shot. There's a screen. It's in. Tampa ties it once again, 3-3. We head to overtime. I passed away, let me check my heart rate monitor twice. I think twice. There were a couple breakaways. I'm pretty sure Anthony Stoller stopped them. I don't know. I fainted. And then the play that ends the game. Oh, let me paint a picture for you. To me, it starts in the defensive zone. Stoller's had just helped stop Nikita Kucherov. I don't know if he actually made the save, but it doesn't matter to me. Morgan Rielly at the blue line gets it to Knies, who receives the imperfect pass behind him. Rielly, who is somewhat late into his shift, realizes, oh, we have a 2-on-1 right now, and boots it. Then Matthew Knies sends a between-the-legs pass to Morgan Rielly that nobody understood. Saw a lot of people saying, oh man, he did that for no reason. I don't think so. Watch it back. So it's Matthew Knies and Morgan Rielly, a 2-on-1. Braden Point is the defenseman. This is a great situation for the Leafs to be in. Braden Point is an extremely good player, but he is a forward. You don't want him back there in this situation. Rielly, the left-handed shot, waiting on the left side. Knies, the left-handed shot, has the puck on his backhand. Now, Braden Point, even though his stick is off the ice, has his stick to the forehand. He figures if he sauces it, I'll bat it out of the air. If he tries to slide it across the ice, I'll slam my stick down. He's trying to cut the pass off that way. And his stick will be in a decent position if Knies decides to take the shot instead. The other option is Knies could try to hook the thing around Point, but Rielly's not going to get there in time, and Knies doesn't have the speed right now to get behind Point. He's got to either shoot this thing or pass it to Rielly. So Knies then pulls it between his legs, and look what happens. I don't know exactly what Braden Point is thinking, but maybe he's thinking Knies just pulled it to shoot, because he attacks him, and when he attacks him, the lane for a pass to Rielly opens up. Now, there is an alternate universe where Knies pulls this off, Braden Point reads it like a book, gets it on his forehand, and races up the ice because he's Braden Point and ends the game. But that didn't happen, did it? Morgan Rielly gets the puck clean! Does he score? No, he doesn't, but the Leafs get the puck back. And do you want to see the most screwed team in the known universe? Hey, so this is bad! Rielly, who's about to head off, gives the puck to a streaking fresh off the bench Austin Matthews. And oh, look at that! The far right of the screen, there's Matthew Knies for the easiest goal he's ever scored in his entire life. No team has ever been more screwed than the Tampa Bay Lightning in this moment, except for exactly 1 second later when both Matthews and Knies get south of both Lightning players in the zone. Vasilevsky is 100% committed to the shot. Why wouldn't he be? It's Austin Matthews. The pass onto Knies' stick. Tap in. Knies! Matthew Knies! Matty with the Hatty, his 29th Leafs win. Questions. Well, actually, before we get to questions, I want to highlight something from this game that was unsung. From Sportsnet stats, Maple Leafs set a single-game franchise record with 33 blocked shots. Now, if you're analytically minded, and I like to think that I am, the best way to block shots is to not have to block shots. But it's also helpful to be good at it. During the broadcast, I'm pretty sure they said Morgan Rielly had 8 blocked shots. It was halfway through the second period, and it was already a career high. Scott Laughton had 5. Matthews had 2, including that stinger. Then the D-core. Philip Myers somehow didn't have any, but he led the D-core in hits with 3. Ekman Larsson 2. Carlo 4. Benoit 4. Tanev 5. And Rielly, they ended up crediting him with 7. 11 different Leafs had at least 1 block shot in this game, including Marner, including Domi, including Matthews. Listen, you'd rather have the puck all of the time, but if you don't, block it. It's what winning teams do, baby. Now questions. Are you in? I will never learn my lesson. Ever. I'm in. Can we take water from Amalie Arena and toss it on the ice before every game so Knies always plays like this? That is one of the greatest suggestions I've ever heard, and that is legitimately something they should do. Domi against Gudis, Robertson after a scratch, Marner in afternoon games, and Knies against Tampa. How did I miss that superpower? I will never miss that again. Folks, what an unbelievable game, unbelievable night, and the Leafs are 3 points up in the Atlantic. What did I tell you yesterday? Keep cool. It's all good. My friends, for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends the content's not over. Brand new Steve Dangle podcast up on the SDPN YouTube channel. And check out the link in the description down below because we are going to be doing a live show at Shoeless Joe's in Peterborough, Ontario, home of the Pete's, on Saturday night. And I'm going to be streaming from there. Oh, buddy.